Welcome to the Max Insights Podcast, where we help you maximize your mindset, master marketing, and stay motivated. Hosted by national speaker and real estate strategist, Ifoma Pierre. This show delivers high-impact strategies, expert insights, and the motivation you need to scale your business. And now, here's your host, Ifoma Pierre.
Well, tip top of the day, family, and welcome back to the podcast. You know, for the first couple of episodes, I want you to get to know me a lot better and really understand my heart. So today we're going to talk about something that's really close to home for me, and that's about rewriting your story. I want to take you back to a time in my life when I was stuck in a cycle of bad decisions, and I believed in a story about myself that wasn't true. But I changed it, and so can you too. So let's get into it. Growing up in the island of Trinidad and Tobago, I have incredible parents. My mother and father, they're still married even up to this day, well over 40 years, so shout out to them for that. And they've always provided a loving, stable home for me. But despite that, I was constantly getting into trouble. I got kicked out of almost every school that I attended, and I just couldn't seem to stay on the right path. And then at 16 years old, things really went sour for me because I got into this massive gang fight, which was just stupid to begin with. But it was so brutal. In the chaos, I got stabbed on the left side of my head with a bottle. And I remember the blood gushing from my face, and I remember going over to the hospital. I even remember the first time that my mother saw me coming out of the car. The pain that was in her eyes was just something that you never forget. But you know what? It wasn't even enough. Even going through all of that still wasn't enough to really get me to change from my destructive path. But here's what did happen. When I was in the hospital, some of the people, the staff in the hospital who was fixing it up, they just said to me that, hey, man, if you keep going down this path, you'll never be anything and you'll never live past 20. Now, I received that, and for whatever reason, it got stuck inside of me, and it hit really hard that I will never be anything. And it hit me so hard, not in a way that would make me change, but in a way that it planted the dark seed inside of my mind that I started to believe it, that this was going to be my destiny, that I was destined to fail. And that I was just wasting every opportunity my mother, my father ever gave to me. And that really stuck with me. This is really personal because that was a part of me for many, many, many years. Even when I got married to my beautiful wife, Hazel, this belief stayed with me and it lingered and it kept whispering to me every time I fail. You see, they were right. You'll never be anything. You'll never be nothing. You'll never amount to everything. And I'm sitting here and I'm stuck and I can't provide for my wife and my newborn son. And I believed that I really just blew every chance of success until one day I'm sitting in the chair and I'm having a really, really dark moment. I just felt like I wanted to disappear. I never wanted to be here anymore. And then I said, man, that's some BS. Now, my BS stands for a bad story, okay? That's a bad story. You're choosing to believe that. Look around you, man. You know, I said to myself, I'm past 20. I have a beautiful bride. I have a handsome young boy, and I have every opportunity sitting in the Big Apple, one of the most successful cities in the world. What are you doing? And it was in that moment I decided to rewrite my story, to let go of the past, to shake off those limiting beliefs and step into my person that I am supposed to be. So here's some insight for you. Failure is an event, not a person. Just because you've made mistakes doesn't mean that the mistake is who you are. You're never too late to become what you could have been. I don't care how off track you think you have gone. You can turn things around. The story you believe about yourself will determine the life you create. I was believing a bad story about myself and it kept me stuck. But the moment I changed that story, everything changed. So here's what I want you to do today. I want you to take 5 minutes today and ask yourself this. What limiting belief am I holding on to that's stopping me from moving forward? And once you identify it, challenge it, rewrite that story. Start telling yourself a new one that empowers you and gives you the confidence to move forward. That reminds you of the opportunities that are in front of you. Family, I want to let you know this. It doesn't matter what your past looks like, you have the power to shape your future. You don't have to stay stuck in an old story because you can start writing one today. But that's it for today's episode. If you like what you heard, like, comment, and subscribe and share with someone who needs this encouragement. As always, when you're done, I want you to take this information, go out into the world, and take it to the max. See you on the next one. God bless.
Now that's a wrap for this episode of the Max Insights Podcast. If you got value today, subscribe, drop a comment, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. And remember, success starts with mindset, grows with marketing, and thrives with motivation. Now go out there and take it to the max.